County, and welcome into the latest edition of SunTV. I'm Clint Franks. Joined with me as my sidekick, the managing editor and publisher of the Sun Advocate, Deanne Campbell. Hello, Deanne.
Hey, Clint. How you doing today?
Oh, we're great.
You're doing pretty good today, aren't you?
Doing pretty good.
Tell us why.
Well, unless you've been hiding under a rock, the College Football Committee announced the 4 playoff teams, and guess what? The Alabama Crimson Tide will make their fourth straight appearance in the college football playoff. They'll take on an old nemesis, the Clemson Tigers, in the third installment of what has become a really, really good rivalry. In the Superdome on New Year's Day, they'll take on the Clemson Tigers. So that's one thing. And also in the sports desk, the Sweetwater Bulldogs, they will play for a state championship at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. Also, the let's see, who was it? Oh yeah, the Leroy Bears from Class 2A Region 1, the same region that Southern Choctaw and Choctaw County play in. And then we've got a little bit of a local tie-in to this. Hillcrest Evergreen, high school over in Evergreen, they will play for the 3A state championship. And their head coach is C.J. Smith. You'll remember him. He was a phenomenal quarterback at CCHS some years back. Also, Gregory Turner, affectionately known as G-Man. He's a former Southern Choctaw Indian. He went to UWA, and he's an assistant on that team. So some really exciting things going on in sports this week.
Well, even though you may not want to, we better do a little bit of something. Give something to the Auburn fans and talk about them for a minute.
And that's a debate that's going to go back and forth. Should Alabama be in? Should they not be in? Because it reminds me of 2011 when Alabama got into the national championship game and they didn't win the conference championship. But according to what I saw from the committee, they were talking about quality wins and all that. You know, Alabama, they did play the number 3 team in America week 1 of the season. I can't help what happened to Florida State after that. But the other thing is they when you look at quality wins, Ohio State, in their estimation, lost to an unranked Iowa team by 31 points. You know, you can't take anything away from Auburn. They had a great season.
Really did.
And hurt my crimson heart, but I'll just tell you, they whipped Alabama all over the field.
They really did. That was a game that I think took a lot of people by surprise. Maybe not the Auburn fans, the diehard Auburn fans who probably knew it was coming because they followed that team and knew the talent that was on that team.
Personally, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Alabama struggled down the stretch just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
they really did. That was a game that Auburn fans and Auburn players should be very proud of.
They should be. And there's one thing I'll say about this. Had Auburn and Alabama, Alabama was going to get in by virtue of Ohio State beating Wisconsin. But could you imagine, for a moment, if you will, Auburn versus Alabama for the national championship?
We've talked about this yesterday with some of my family members, and we decided that if that does happen, Governor Ivey should consider declaring a state holiday because nobody will be at work that day.
Or you better declare martial law.
Yeah.
Look for, as a byproduct of this, when they went to the playoff, they really didn't want 2 teams from the same conference. But there was a precedent set. They wanted the 4 best teams. Don't be surprised if they expand to 8 teams.
Well, I really think,
quickly.
and I don't know a lot about it, but just from the outside looking in, it seems like that should be something that they choose to do rather than have it decided the way it's been decided by that committee, and down to 4 teams like that. I think it would be a lot. It would feel a lot better
because they've sent a message that you can go and you can win your conference championship,
and then
may not get in.
That's right.
But if you also other things we got going on in sports, you may not be aware of. UWA, their season came to a close Saturday. They lost to West Florida.
But they have nothing to be ashamed of. That team has been phenomenal this year.
A 10-3 record, and Coach Buddy Stevens over at Scuba, a lot of us keep up with East Mississippi. They won the junior college national championship yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yes, they did.
That's great.
31-28 over a community college from out in Arizona. So we'll be talking about realignment this week.
Okay. Talking about the AHSA.
Alabama High School Athletic Association. They realign every 2 years. In 2A Region 1, like I said, that's the region that Southern Choctaw and Choctaw County play in. They saw St. Luke's drop back down to 1A. Let's see here. And they added Cottage Hill Christian and R.C. Hatch.
So we're going to see some information about that in this week's paper, talking about how this all affects our local two public schools.
And there's also going to be a little bit in there about private schools playing in the Alabama high school.
Which is happening more and more from what I'm seeing every year. It seems like there are more private schools who opt to do that.
Mm-hmm. And they're working on trying to level the playing field for just a little bit, and that has to do with private schools can recruit and things like that, and public schools can't. So trying to make it a little bit fair.
Well, Clint, on another note, we're about to see some winter weather coming our way. It looks like we've had some pretty warm days, mild days compared to what you would think in December, but we're about to see that change.
It's been hot. It's going to be hot today, nearly 80 degrees, and the air conditioner was popped on at my house in December, and here we are less than 3 weeks to Christmas.
Well, now this weekend, all that's going to change, and at least far down in central Alabama, may see a little bit of the white stuff.
The whites, yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe it'll come down this far, but they're saying central Alabama, north and central Alabama, will see some snow, at least a few flurries, if not more than that. Exactly. And we're supposed to dip down in the 20s come the weekend.
Today may be a good day just to wrap your pipes, go through that, because we're going to have, let's see, what is it? I think tomorrow, after the front comes through, it's going to go from like 70 to 40.
Yeah, plan on some rain tomorrow, so take your umbrella wherever you go. But after that point, you better bring your fur coat.
You got it.
I'll let you borrow one.
Okay. Like Joe Namath.
Yeah, there you go.
Joe Willie on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, it's December, and that means cold weather's coming, a little bit anyway, but it also means parade season.
Absolutely.
And we've seen some really phenomenal parades over the last few days. If you missed Gilbertown's parade on Friday night, you missed a treat. There were some of the most beautiful floats. Very well decorated, lots of work went into them. Long parade, one of the best ones I've seen. And just the whole town was lit up. The fireworks show was outstanding. People in the streets everywhere, had a large crowd. It was fun in Gilbertown on Friday. Saturday, went to Pennington for their parade. There was a lot of fun going on out there. Kids catching candy, bags full of candy, and stuffed animals, and you name it, was thrown in the streets of Pennington on Saturday. We've got a few clips from both of those parades. We hope y'all enjoy that. And we're going to show you that and just sign off for the day. Thank you for watching SunTV. We'll see you on Wednesday.
On the chain. Get it, boy, right behind you. Right behind you, boy.
Yeah.
Right there behind you, boy.
Look. Man,
No, hey.
we grown. We don't need to be doing everything.
Right here. How about some? There we go. Oh, look at that. Got me one. Threw it right to my hand, boy. That was good. Hey, there you go, boy.
I got to run over. I thought y'all gonna get run over trying to hear some candy. Look at this one. We catch it. You recording? That's wrong. There's boxing nerds under the truck. Merry Christmas.
Get it, boy. Hey, we get that girl on the side.
Get it, baby, get it, get it. Really?
Look, boy, you jump over there.
Oh, look at the green.
Right there in front of you, boy.
Oh, look at the horse.
Look at the horse.
How you doing? Look at that. Oh, funny now. Oh, my God. That was straight, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, look at that
Hey, beautiful.
Hey.